Hey guys, this is a tutorial on how to construct a geological database. In other words, how to disobey your data in Surpac 6.6.2. Uh, I did promise that I was going to take you through from A to Z in as far as estimation is concerned. So this is just the beginning. I actually did the first one in Data Mine Studio RM version 1.4, and this is Jovia Surpac. So I'm going to take you through how to do same thing with the same data in Jovia. When you go through my YouTube, you can see that in Data Mine, and this is the Jovia aspect I'm going to take you through. So first of all, create your folder in the database. I have done my Jovia data. You can see it in this computer local disk C database, the Jovia data, and these are my CSVs. This is the RCs. I'm just opening it. So you have whole ID from to gold. In the data mine, this column was BHIDs because that's the format for data mine. So take note when you are taking data from a particular software to a different software, you need to go through by the format that the software is compatible with. This is the color. Same thing, because I'm sending it to Jovial Surpac, I have actually changed the BHID to whole ID, S color, Z color, N of whole. And Geology, same thing, whole ID from to rock. And surveys, whole ID at azimuth. With the data mine, this was whole ID, BHID, and this was bearings, BRG. But I've changed it to azimuth. Deep remains, but if you use this data to construct your geological database in Surpac, what you need to do is, before you do that, what you need to do is to make sure that you multiply the depths by -1. The reason is by default, data mine negative depth is downhole, but in by default, data mine negative is up and positive is down. So if you see these data, they are in the data mine format, so that is positive. So these are going to be downhole. If they are negatives, it's going to be up as far as the depth is concerned. So I'm going to multiply these ones by -1, so that when I plot them in Surpac, I'll have downholes, because Surpac and data mine are inversely related. Same way, if I'm taking this data to data mine, I will multiply these ones, so that I will get my drill holes pointing upward. So quickly, -1 times this, enter. This is what I'll get. So just double click. I have everything changing to negative throughout the hole. So in order not to let your drill hole point upward, that is what you do. So copy, paste. Then I delete this. Don't want this. So now I have my dips being negative. So in Surpac, I'll get the right format holes dipping downward, not to appear as if it is drilling in space. Yeah. So I save it. Okay. So I'll launch my Jovial Surpac 6.6.2. Okay. I'll trace to database where my folder is. I'll look for geodata. This geodata underscore Jovia. These are my files, CSV files. I'll set it as working directory. Anything I save, it will remain in my folder. So I'll head to database, new. Name is as Jovia, geodatabase, geodata, apply. Over here we have lots of database type, but what we are interested in is the access, and this will remain calculated because calculated XYZ service and sample coordinates. Whether in the service or samples, you need XYZ, and Surpac is going to, if you choose calculated, Surpac is going to use that coordinates in the color column to plot all your things for you in the samples and then the service. So apply. Here we have table name and type, so they are with the type of files I have assays and geology that are interval tables, so I'll add them here as interval geology. So they are interval table, they are not time dependent, they don't change when as time goes on. So I won't take this, so I apply. So you have color, service, translation style, axis, geology. Translation and styles are by Surpac default, so you don't do anything in there. So the first one is color, whole ID, length. So under length you have 12 by default. If you look at the color, what it means is how many characters are in. If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 characters. So I just want to put something like 30. The X color, Y color, Z color, just give it 15, 15, 15, 15. I'll give it 10. So what it means is these ones, I'm just assuming that they are not up to 15, so I just put 15 to cover, even though they are not up to 15. Just put 15, 15 to cover. Sometimes you have sample IDs which has a lot of length, so I just put 30 in general to go for the whole ID column. So if after that These nouns, if you click on these ones in the color, what you are telling Surpac is that you are aware that there's nothing, some of the color are not there. So if it gets to a place that the color is absent, either the Y color or the X color or the Z color is absent, Surpac should continue without notifying you. But if you take them, Surpac should continue. That is, if you take them without notifying you, Surpac will continue without notifying you if you take them. But if you leave them, Surpac is going to notify you if they are absent. So because the color is very, very important, and so we have to leave the color so that if you don't have any color, Surpac will notify us that there's no any color. If you look at the color, what you have is a whole ID, S color, Y color, Z color, N of O, and so you have all these things here. The maximum depth is the same as the N of O, so you don't have any optional table. So you are done with the color here. Surveys. The surveys in the survey CSV, you don't have XYZ, but Surpac is going to use what is in the color, so you don't have them, so you have to take them off, but leave the dip and the azimuth because that one you need them. If you don't have these ones, Surpac will make its own arrangement by using what is here to plot them for you, but here you need them. So don't take them, so that if you don't have them, Surpac will notify you. So I put 30 here, so I'm going to put same 10, 15, 15, 15, 15. I'm just assuming that in the survey table, I'm assuming that if you count this, you get 30. If you count this, you get 15, 15, 15. If you do less, if, for example, azimuth is A, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you put 6 or 5, Surpac will notify you that it will not go through the process. The dip is 1, 2, 3. If you put 2 or 1, it's not within the range. Surpac will notify you. So I'm just putting numbers above that thing so that you will not have any problem. And the optional field, if you look at surveys, we don't have any optional field. So we are done with survey. I told you that translation and stars are Surpac's by default. Surpac will make its own arrangement. So we come to assays. Assays, we have full ID from to gold. So I'm going to give same 30, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15. Okay, so same way, we don't have X, Y, Z here, so we just take them off. You are aware if you get there and there's nothing, you won't be prompted. Take them off, check them, being checked. Yeah. What you need to take notice to here is that with this we have optional field, which is the gold. The gold is our optional field, because if you look at this, we don't have the gold here. So you just put gold here, and gold, if you look at it, it is real. It is real. It is real because there are numbers with decimals. Numbers with decimals are what's real. If you doing this in the leaf rock would say these are numeric. All numbers, whether they are numbers with decimals or whole numbers or whatever, they are numeric. These are characters. So here, Surpac will say they are real. You must check this. We have lower band and then the upper band. At times you have negative surveys. So I just want to put -1 as the lower band and the higher band. If you are working on holes that has high grade, that you can get more than this, you may have to increase the upper band. You may have to increase the upper band. So that's it for RCCA. That's it for RCCA. And these are just telling you number of decimal places. Number of decimal places. You can increase them, you can decrease them if you want. These are just telling you from Y, the lower band and upper band. This is lower value, this is the upper value. You raise them so that you will be within the range no matter the value. So let's go to geology. I still put whole ID 30, 50, even though we don't have sample ID. Let's put in it, so 15. In case you are disobeying one day and you have sample ID 15. 15, 15, 15, 15. The 333 and 2 remains the number of decimal places. So you also check them off. Check the Y from X from off. Check them off because you don't have them. Surpac will use what is here to calculate for you. Do your calculated thing for you. So when you look at geology, the optional table will be rock. The optional table will be rock. So I put rock here. And rock, when you look at it, is character. It's character. Because there are numbers with values, numbers, letters, and numbers, so they are characters. So character, remain as character. And the length with 10 is fine. Mixed case, either you have uppercase and lowercase. Mixed case, you are mixing capital letters and smaller letters, or lower case and uppercase, mixing them together. So if it remains as mixed, that is fine, because at times you can have small numbers, lowercase and uppercase mixed together. So we'll leave it as mixed case. So we are done with this, so we apply. So if you look at this new database, geodata created, and that's automatically loaded it here. So after creating the database, we need to import these CSVs inside the database. So to do that, go back to database again. Then you come down to import data. You are importing the data, the CSV file there. So you click on there. Already it has recognized that our database name is geodata. So the format type is a Surpac node file that it will created. Any error or whatever, any info you need to know, it will be created. It will give you a report. So apply. Then press apply to create a new format file. Apply. Here, color or everything. You don't do anything here. Color surveys, assays, they are checked to be included. So apply. It's here you need to do a bit of arrangement here. For translations, you don't need to worry about that. Uh, you come to color, whole ID, YXZ. So see whether they are in that same format, the arrangement. So go to color, we have whole ID, X, Y, Z, N of 4. What it tells you is that this is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 will take this position, 2 will take this position, 3 will take this position, 4, and then fifth. So X, Y, Z, whole ID X, Y, Z. So if you look at the color, whole ID is first, 1, that's okay. Then the X is second, not third, so put 2. Then the Y is third, not 2. Then the Z is fourth. N of whole, that is the maximum depth, is a fifth, that's okay. We don't have whole path, so put 0 and ignore this. We're done with color. Come to survey. Survey, you have whole ID at azimuth depth. So first, second, third, fourth. In other words, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be first 1, 2, 3, 4. Azimuth is third and depth is fourth. So go back there. Whole ID is first, yes. Depth, that is at, is second, yes. These are graded off because you didn't have them, we take them off. Depth is fourth, not third, so fourth. And then azimuth was third. We're done with surveys. Let's go to assays. When you look at the assays, you have whole ID from to go. Whole ID from to go. So you come to whole ID is first, sample ID, we don't have sample ID in there. From is second, 2 is third, and then gold is fourth. That's it about assays. You come to geology, whole ID is first, we don't have sample ID, take that off. From second, 2 third, then rock is fourth. So we are done for geology. Now for styles, forget about them. So you apply. So over here, perform overlap sample checks is checked. If you unchecked it, it will not perform. You have to check it and to perform. Maximum errors allowed during load 50. If the errors are more than 50, it will not be surveyed for you. It will not be surveyed for you. So we leave it at 50. Beyond that, it's no go area. Color. Click here. Double click on your color. Click here. Double click on your survey. Click here. Take your assays. Then lastly, your geology. The corresponding load type is insect and updates. Insect and updates. Insect and updates. Insect and updates. We are done with this. For transition and styles, forget about them. Apply. It is processing to give you a report whether it's successful or not. Okay, this is a report format. This is the date, the database name, and on the color, they will say warning: value for field whole ID contains illegal lowercase characters. X is not numeric. Y is not numeric. This is not numeric. It's because the the values under the x color, y color, z color were numeric, but the x color itself is not numeric. The y color itself is not numeric. Likewise, the z. So it will tell you this. So Y record has been rejected. 116 records were inserted. 0 records were admitted. So you have only one error. When it comes to surveys, same thing. Depth is not numeric. Azimuth is not numeric. Depth is not also numeric. We have this records being inserted, and this was uh, rejected, which is that's the column. Likewise, this as is, and then geology. So perform sample overlap checks, and then no overlap samples were found. So that's the report, the database report. So we are good to go. Now, from geodata, you can say display drill holes. From geodata, you can say display drill holes. From you are not displaying from any of the fields. You are not here if you want to query out any one particular hole, or you want some particular BHID. That is where you use constraint. You're not going to constraint, you're just displaying all. So this is the data displayed. This is the data displayed. So there are a couple of few things we need to do again. You can come here, a shortcut, geodata, drill hole display style, or come to database display, drill hole display styles, whichever you want. So you come to database display, drill hole display style. This is your RC as a goal. Want to color code the drill holes, the goal grid. You want to color code the goal grid. So click on this, right click, and say get minimum and maximum range. So this is telling you that the lowest assay, the minimum assay is 0 and the maximum is 51.093. So we just want to have an idea of what the maximum value and the minimum value is. So after that, you can remove that. Go back there. Now you say add new star. Add. I click add. So let's start from here. So 0 to, let me say 0.2, and give it gray. The graphic color gray, same as the plotting color, also gray. Come to the next one, 0.2 to 0.5. I'll give it blue for graphic color, blue for plotting color. I'll come here, 0.5 to 1. I give it yellow for graphic color. Can copy, give this one also yellow plotting color. Come here, 1 to 5. Give it magenta. Magenta. Can add this. So from 5 to the maximum assay value was 51.09, so can give it 52. In any case, if you don't know the maximum range, you can give it like 99999. Yeah, but in this case we know so 52. So I'll give this red and the plotting color red. And done for the gold. Come to Geology, rock, and when you right click, you say get field codes. These are the codes in the geology. These are the codes in the geology. These data are actually from somewhere. They are not my company drill also. I don't know what kind of rock codes are this, but what I know is in my place where I work, we group all metasediments together. We group all metavolcanics together and group hot together. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to group all I's together, group all M's together, group all S together. Yeah, so here CNR, I'm going to give it gray. I'm going to give it gray. Then the I, can give it green. All I's will get green. Just highlighting to copy, paste. This I green. Paste for graphic color. Paste for plotting color. This I2 green. Paste. Paste. This M. I'm going to give it pink. I'm going to give it pink. Okay, let me give it cyan. And give them cyan, like this color. This all M will take cyan. All M's will take cyan. This is R, the only R. This is giving a ton. Giving this ton. I'll give SS yellow. All SS green and yellow. Let me check whether I have yellow in there. Okay, I don't have yellow in there. Give it this. This is V. Let me give them cornflower. Cornflower is a good color. Cornflower paste. Paste. I'm using Control V. Just doing one. I'm using Control V to paste in them. It will be faster for me. So I'm typing. So yeah, we finished with that. So apply. Now go back to database, display drill holes. I want to display from axis. So table is axis and field is gold. Apply. I don't want to constrain any data. Apply. These are my drill holes. See that they are the same drill holes I did in data mine. And I just copied the same axis to the same CSVs to Surpac. I can make the cylinder big, can display it in form of cylinder. But first of all, let me display in the form of values so that you have the field. Database, display drill holes. I come here, I want to label them axis, gold, position, right, alignment, left. I may just want to reduce the values to 0.3. The text, the font size. You can put your minimum. You cut off. Let me put 0.4 to the maximum of 50. 52. Yeah. So here they are. These are your axes. Display using their values. Okay, let me show you this database. Display drill hole stars. Come to AC gold. Want to increase the cylinder size. I click properties. Move this guy maybe to 6. Come here. I click properties. Move this guy to 6. You can move it to 9. That's the last, but you can this purpose and go to 6. Click here. Properties. Move this guy to 6. If you want to edit the colors, you can click on this and choose any color at all you want. Yeah. Come here. Move this guy to 6. Come here. Move this guy to 6. Okay. Apply. So you see. So these are my drill holes. And the data mine Studio RM, I think I did few sectioning to see. I will do same here. So I come here. This guy pin this one. To pin this one. Display migrate. Display migrate to see how the orientation of my holes. can see the eastern like this. So I'm going to start sectioning from here and to here. So 613 100. I'll start from 613 100 to 614 61400. Yes, so I'll start from here to here because my ore is going into the east and moving into the west, east direction. So I come here, this guy, quick plane. I click on that. Where is this? Is my ore moving? The eastern. So I pick this. If I pick the northern, it will go this way. But you see that the oil is moving this way. So I pick eastern and I'm looking west. So if I look at these coordinates, I want to include these ones. The difference between this 200 and 400 is 200. So probably the middle will be 300. So I'll take it 613 100. So I'll say 613 100, yeah, up to where 400. So I'll leave this one as that. The plane interval, I'm going to put 50 here and I'll have 25. Then I can name this one to Geo data. Yeah. So let's apply. Your sections have been created. The sections have been created. So use this arrow, next plane, and use this previous plane. So go. There are no data here. Go, 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 go. Think, remove. Probably two whites were hidden. So that is that. That is that. Change this and these don't have. Okay. So this is how to desurvey data in Surpac 6.6.2. The next lesson will be how to use this data to come out with a solid. To come out with a solid using this data. That will be the next lesson. And I'll do same videos desurveying data in Leapfrog and in Snowden Supervisor. So go to my YouTube channel and subscribe for more videos if you want to learn the software of your choice. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.